Good afternoon. There is a development today in the race for an open Colorado congressional seat, the one left empty by Republican Congressman Ken Buck's departure just yesterday. And it's good news for Republican Representative Lauren Boebert, who has suggested that Buck's sudden resignation from Congress is meant to hurt her chances as she attempts to replace him. Buck's resignation yesterday means there will be a special election to fill his seat for the rest of the year. That special election, by the way, happening on the same day as the Republican primary to replace him for a full term. Boebert is not competing for the special election, but she does have to convince voters to support her in that Republican primary on the very same day, on the same ballot, when they vote for another Republican in that special election. This morning, the Secretary of State's office announced that the GOP primary and special election will be on a single ballot, with the primary listed first and the special election listed last. This could certainly cause some voter confusion, but that ballot arrangement is the best case scenario for Boebert. Republican Party insiders will meet this week on Thursday to select their candidate for the special election. They could choose one of the candidates already running against Boebert in the primary, or they could suggest a placeholder who is not seeking that seat long term. Former Aurora police officer Randy Rhima is now serving his sentence in Adams County Jail for his role in Elijah McClain's death. Rhima was sentenced to 14 months after being convicted of third-degree assault. He was the only one convicted of the 3 officers who were tried. He was fired from Aurora upon his conviction. His sentence is now eligible to be served as work release. Adams County Jail records show he was booked last night, and Rhima, along with officers Nathan Woodyard, Jason Rosenblatt, they stopped, restrained, and took McClain to the ground back in August of 2019. Before paramedics injected him with ketamine. McClain was doing nothing wrong. People living in one Brighton neighborhood may have woken up to a shelter-in-place alert from police overnight. That warning went out around midnight, telling people to stay inside, stay away from their windows. This was in the area of North 5th and Longs Peak, just east of 85 in Brighton. Police say they got a report about a man who was allegedly firing a gun inside a house in this area. Officers say he barricaded himself inside. Around 5 a.m., police say they finally got him to leave the house. They took him into custody, and then they lifted the alert. Nobody got hurt. Well, it has been more than a week now since our Pi Day snowstorm dropped several inches of snow all over our area, even feet of snow in some areas, and a lot of people are still cleaning up. This week, Denver opened a drop-off site for anybody who is trying to compost tree debris and their branches after this storm. But it's not just Denver residents who are going to this site. People outside the city drove in to use it as well. 9 News reporter Evan Krugel spoke to folks who say they're having a really hard time finding places to drop off sites like this.
You can't beat the weather, no.
On a picture-perfect March day, the South Platte River Trail was full of people working up a sweat.
Oh boy.
Jesse Swain was sweating too.
A lot of this little came off these big ones.
Emptying his truck full of limbs and branches. An unexpected workout after a big spring storm.
Way to get your exercise for an old guy.
Within hours of the city of Denver opening this drop-off site on West Bayard, the dumpsters were overflowing as people came from nearby cities looking for a place to unload.
Yeah, because of the storm, there's a lot of people that are just chomping at the bit to come and find a place to drop off.
Robert Garcia came from Lakewood, where he says he's been unable to find a place to dump his branches.
I tried calling Lakewood. I know Jefferson County has them, but not until later in the year.
They should have a lot of these places running right now.
Jesse Swain also came from Jefferson County.
Yeah, I got lucky on that one.
Where he says he was surprised to see no drop-off option after such a big storm.
It is a problem, because we're not the only ones that got hit.
I thought I got to get my branches out here and get it done with, otherwise I'm stuck with them for another few months.
This site will be here for the next 2 weeks, and if today's turnout is any indication, the city may need to empty these dumpsters a few more times.
Try and be nice and get most of it in it, but if they don't get some more out here, people are going to do what I was thinking about doing, because there isn't going to be any place to put it.
Evan Krugel, 9 News.
Now, that Denver drop-off site is at 1271 West Bayard Avenue. It's open Monday through Saturday from 9 until 5 all the way through Saturday, April 6th. And we know we've got more weather coming tomorrow. Chris Bianchi joins us now. So we had a nice little break this week. It was beautiful. And now here we go again.
Here we go again. We've been saying this all week long, that this has been just around the corner, that we've had those 60s, beautiful kind of early start to spring for us here across eastern Colorado, but we got some big changes in store starting tonight in the mountains, but for us here in the Denver area, tomorrow probably mostly calm. It's tomorrow afternoon where we're going to go from rain to snow and perhaps several inches of snow on the south and west sides of town. Let's take a look at what we saw today, though. Got up in the mid to upper 60s across most of eastern Colorado, a few 70s even out there in a few spots, 40s and 50s into the high country. But look at this, all sorts of winter weather alerts for us in the high country. We're talking about a widespread 6 to 12 inches worth of snowfall, and a closer look in here at the metro area, 2 to 10 inches worth of snowfall for the foothills and the Palmer Divide, 55-mile-an-hour winds. That is for tomorrow night. So what you should know, heavy mountain snow for tomorrow. Metro area, we get storms tomorrow afternoon. That will flip over to snow between about 4 and 8 p.m. And we're going to get about 1 to 3 hours of heavy, wet snow tomorrow night after dark. AC Doppler radar showing us some of that rain and snow across western Colorado. That's the beginning of our storm system. This will only pick up in intensity as that big counterclockwise spin off the Oregon coast moves closer and closer to us here in Colorado. So that mountain snow picks up tonight, and we'll be talking about heavy at times snowfall for us, especially along and south of I-70. Then that snow moves north into the I-70 corridor, and it'll be snowing all day long. Some of that snow moves its way down into Denver. So for tonight, we got some mountain snow showers, maybe a rain shower for us here in town. I think we stay dry. But tomorrow, that's the real deal tomorrow night. I'll have details on how much snow you can expect and when coming up in my full forecast.